Today is the 31st of December, Friday 2010. My sister visiting from America, Nishi Bell, has asked me to advise her on an interesting topic called man. Man is one of the most important words which women try to understand. The Greek Latin name for man is called Homo sapien. The word Homo sapien derives basically from meaning, in other words, rationally, the one who provides. Man has always played an important role in providing and continues to provide. It's his natural instinct to provide, not only for his family, but also for his future families. He thinks way beyond, not only for himself, but is often lost. The loss in a man comes from the fact that even when he is in the womb of his mother, even at that stage, he is listening to situations arising outside the womb and very often is influenced by it through music, through words, through heat, through light, and many other forms that enable him to think and analyze of what the future of the world is going to be when he comes into this world taking his birth. A man's brain is developed not only when he enters the world but way before that. In the process of development, the chromosomes that are involved in the development of a male fetus are different than that of a female. And biologically, those chromosomes play a great influence on his character, on his ability to think, rationalize, and come to decisions. Confusion arises a lot in a man's mind because he tries to do many things at the same time. He tries to be perfect in all the things that he does. A woman, she is very rational in a way of thinking and she likes to listen, whereas man likes to speak. A man always wants to prove that he is right. A woman knows that she is right. A man is less confident than a woman because a woman thinks about her actions before a man. A man takes his actions and then thinks about it. In today's world, man has always been looked upon in different spheres. He is looked upon as a father, as a mother, as a brother, as a son, as a friend, even as a grandfather. The masculinity of a human soul does not only determine strength in the body, but also has the ability to provide for the next generations and also to create the next generations. Man plays an important role in rebirth. A man plays an important role for the birth of the next generation. This power inlaid in him by the spiritual hand only enables him to be in a position in which he can exercise it at the force of his will. This will that he exercises sometimes is rational and sometimes is irrational. The irrationality of this power in a man can lead to the complete destruction of members of a various family and at the same time can unite so many members of a family. But when man uses this power, he does not think the reaction or action of it. A lot of things that the man does in this sphere is godly given and is spiritual, but he only looks at it as a physical aspect. Later on, he learns to understand the well being of spirituality and the human body and tries to relate with the two. He starts with his mind and he sees through his mind the progress that he has achieved, the manner in which he has gone about, and in the manner in which he has used it. To his horror, he believes and he sees that a lot of the time that he has spent, he has done this in destruction, and a lot of the time has been non productive. Time is an essence that man understands from his salary, from his school, and from his output. But the real measure of time for a man comes when his children are grown up and when his child reflects him and then shows him what time has taught them. I feel that a man's actions are very, very genuine but are very misunderstood at times because behind the man's actions are always the small things that made the difference in his way of thinking when he was in his mother's womb. A man is more influenced by the female, by the woman. The reason for it is not only on the sexuality, it's more to do with the emotional imbalance. It helps him to be able to harmonize his hormones, may it be in the words that he wants to listen from his female, may it be in the actions he wants from his females. But whatever it may be, whatever he requires from the female is only 2 minutes of pleasure. What the female requires from a man is 58 minutes of pleasure. What the man requires from a woman is only 2 minutes of pleasure. Whichever way he looks at it, he understands that the woman is more powerful, but he is afraid to admit it. The reason he is afraid to admit it is because he is emotionally weak and he understands that his emotional weakness comes from one fact that he needed a woman to take birth in this life. There is no other way that a man can survive. He cannot enter this world without a woman. He cannot take birth without a woman. He cannot attain spirituality. His soul cannot take the shape of a human body to go through the steps of karma till he has the body of a woman to start the first step. Therefore, he is always dependent on a woman. In modern terms, men don't understand this, and in many modern ways, people don't understand that a human being is a human being. It doesn't matter whether he's a man or a woman, because behind each man and each woman, it is a soul, and the soul has no gender. It does not recognize whether you are a man or you're a woman. But what really determines, other than the scientific aspect, is based on the karmas that you have done in your last life, that you need to take birth as a man or a woman to fulfill those karmas for your present life. So the birth of a man or the birth of a woman is based very much on what you are expected to do and what your destiny has drawn on you to do for the rest of your life. It is during these stages that you realize that man and woman are identical. It is only the body which is different because the soul is the same.